Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction consultant. And as you know, at Schooley Mitchell, we like to promote other businesses on social media for free. And today I have with me Tim Shamrell, who is with the TSHAMRELL Advisory Group, and Tim is the principal owner with the company. Hi, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, William. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So to get the ball rolling, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, a little bit of your background and how you came to be where you are now.
Okay. I began my professional life as a commissioned officer in the United States Coast Guard. I'm actually a graduate of the Coast Guard Academy, which carries a 5-year commitment following graduation. 2.5 of those years I spent down as the commanding officer of a Coast Guard cutter in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. So being young and naive, I thought at that time, it's not going to get any better than this. So when my commitment was over, I opened a restaurant, which started me on a long and winding path through food and beverage and the hospitality industry, but eventually brought me to the doorstep of Marriott International. I was a member of an opening team for a full service hotel in Tampa, Florida. And that was really a life-changing opportunity. I spent the next 20 years just weaving through multiple brands and learning and development with the organization, including luxury tier brands, the JW Marriott Hotels and the Ritz-Carlton, which is the most recognized, iconic luxury brand in the world. But it really gave me a lot of awareness into how successful brands and organizations rely so strongly on their culture. Then I paired that with how my individual skills and strengths could flow almost seamlessly throughout these different brands and throughout the different concept designs, and how important it was to have that strong and vibrant culture, and then to find people that align their personal dreams and aspirations with the aspirations of the company. As I mentioned, I spent 20 years. In the spring of 2020, when the world stopped, I decided to keep moving. And my position, I was on furlough, extended furlough, so I decided to start our own consulting group, and that became TSHAMRELL Advisory Group. It's a family-run business. My oldest son, Christopher, is my business partner, and my wife, Anna, is our CFO and takes care of the business side. But it's really an opportunity to share what I've learned over a lifetime of leadership with other organizations that are striving to either create an effective and impactful culture, or maybe correct some of the more toxic elements within their environment, within the culture of the organization, or for those that just want to really breathe life into their operation and inspire their employees to do their best every day. So that's what we're doing now, and we're loving life and enjoying meeting all of the new people that we are along this journey.
So you are a consulting and advisory group, and you mentioned the hospitality, and I know that's where a lot of your strengths are. I also know from knowing you that what you're doing is you're consulting and advising from the CEO all the way down to the person standing at the door, that culture, to make sure that the culture and the values of the company is seen by every single person in the company. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you deliver that to companies and how you can make them more profitable by doing so?
Absolutely, and again, it relies on just a maniacal focus on what matters most, and if that doesn't exist at the top, that's not going to filter down to the bottom. So we're very strong believers in that your front line is really where your bottom line is produced, and those great results come from having that filter. Or that culture filter down from C-level executives. So that's a very comfortable place for us to begin. And you mentioned, yes, hospitality is my strength based on more than 20 years in the industry. But we've had clients in the public sector. We've had clients in government entities, as well as hotels and food and beverage groups that have been able to apply what we bring to the table, which is find people that align with your collection of unique values, beliefs, your aspirations, your customs. Find people that align with that, and then constantly remind them that they've made such a perfect choice in choosing your organization. And that's where we find so many organizations stop short, where in recruitment and onboarding, there is everything about how strong the culture is. And then you walk around and you can ask someone, what is the culture? And then my second question is, where is it? Because it's something that has to be in the forefront of awareness. It's like, I've made a great choice, and this is why I choose to bring the best of my abilities, the best of my talents, the best of my potential every day, because I feel so strongly that my dreams, goals, and aspirations align perfectly with this organization. So I'm going to give it my best. But again, as you mentioned, that has to start from the top. So that's where we begin, and that's where our appeal is. If you want to strengthen the self-awareness for your environment, if you want to really focus on a retention strategy, that's again, we call it retention intention. You have to have the intention of how you will retain your valuable talent that made the choice. You chose them. It's a perfect match. There's harmony, and then it can dissipate if it's not nurtured and if it's not taken care of. So if you find the talent, you nurture it on a daily basis. You use your soft skills, that effective communication, managing conflict, providing feedback, to really influence the everyday behaviors of your team. You will see higher levels of performance. You will reduce your turnover, which again, that's the bottom line. You want to keep the good people that you've found, but then your results will continue. That's really the vitality and growth of your organization, is seeing that performance, okay, transition into very impactful and positive results. But that whole process begins with having a strong and vibrant culture.
Yeah, and that's Schooley Mitchell. We 100% get that, because we're trying to help people keep money at the other end. You're showing businesses how through a whole organization, everybody's important to the profit making of that company. And obviously the retention of staff is important to the profit making of that company. So in the essence of time, Tim, can you briefly tell us like where you do this, and kind of what a kind of day in the life would look like when you're coming into a company to advise them?
Well, we work shoulder to shoulder with the organization. We are not in the rubber stamp business. We don't come in and tell you what you should be doing. I mean, there's opportunities for that, and if strictly an advisory relationship is what the organization is looking for, then that's okay. But we're willing to go in and go on the front lines and actually dive into the thoughts and feelings of your employees, of your teams, and really solicit from them what we should start doing, what we should stop doing, something that's not working, and then what is working, what's a strength of ours, and what should we keep improving on. That insight from frontline employees is incredibly valuable, and that's our commitment. And again, we do keynote. I do keynote speaking, and I can speak for an hour or 2 hours. And if that's what you need to energize your team, what you think is best, I'm more than happy to do that. But really, it's from that organic process where we go in and get to know your values, get to know your team, and help you envision that prosperous future that you have in mind. Again, that takes time, but that's why we also we're a small firm, so our clients are very important to us. We're very loyal. and we dedicate the time to make sure that the results that we're achieving together will be impactful and ready to apply for the long term.
That's great, Tim. Thank you. If you're watching this program, you can see Tim's details underneath his portion of the video. You can clearly see Tim really knows what he's doing, what he's talking about. A great resource, a great advice for your company, or if you know somebody who has a company that would fit with Tim's needs, his details are underneath him. So very briefly, Tim, I mentioned about like where you do this, and we know you're a small company. Mm-hmm. Do you do this across Florida, across the United States? Where's your kind of like target market?
Well, we are located in Florida, in Claremont, Florida, right in the heart of the state. But we will go wherever the opportunity presents itself. So we're not limited to Florida. We'll travel. Again, it's half the fun is exploring and meeting new people and seeing how businesses run. And then the benefit is applying, my professional experience and Christopher's professional experience and coming up with those, again, really valuable solutions. We'll go anywhere.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tim. That's a great overview. Again, if you want to talk to Tim about his advisory services for your business, reach out. His details are underneath you. Again, Tim, thank you very much.
No, thank you, William. Thank you for the opportunity.
My pleasure. Mm-hmm. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.